This is the intro of the Gamer Mexican. He'll be playing games until the very end.
Hey, welcome back to Let's Players. It's time for the final episode. Not of the game, don't worry. But it's the final episode of the Celtic section of the game. If the resolution is a little crap on this, that's because I had to re-record it a couple times. Like the fact that it says unregistered hypercam twice. That's because I had to re-record it. Because for some reason my Windows Movie Maker would only make the first 33 clips, I think. So that's about 14 minutes out of the 20-minute video you're seeing. So it was really annoying, actually. Because I couldn't figure out what's wrong, and I just hope it doesn't do that same thing against, to like my other videos. Because my other video is going to be really special. It's my 1-year anniversary on the 6th. Because, you know, if you look at the first episode, my first Fire Emblem episode, it was done August 6th? Yeah, 2011. So I don't know if I'm going to do anything special for it or not, but, you know, it's always nice to keep it in mind. I might just mention it throughout the video. Now, you'll notice that I took skeletons instead of unicorns this time. And that's because apparently in Joyous Guard, which is where I am now, if you guys didn't pay attention, there's a really big demand for mana, I guess. There's only like 4 places of power, and if I recall, they're all guarded by trolls and traps and shit, so it won't be a very good idea to, you know, take unicorns because they're really expensive and I would run out of mana really easily. Okay, so there's a very big wall here that I can't see behind, but luckily I still have those glasses of vision, so if I look in, I see a troll. That's bad. Luckily though, it's now once again a really good idea I took those skeletons, because trolls happen to be living, so they do even worse damage to undead than they normally do. Trolls happen to have one of the worst damages I've seen. Like, for their mana cost, they have horrible damage. But, unfortunately, they have one of the highest health for mana cost ever. Actually, no, I think that's the brownie. Where the brownie's really close, because the brownie's cheap. Okay, so, I hope you don't have the same problems that I do of not being able to see the health bars. Luckily, I saw them when I was recording the video, so I know what's going on at least. But, yeah, I hope the resolution isn't as crappy for you guys as it is for me from the re-recording, and hopefully this problem won't happen again. Because I do not want it to say unregistered hypercam 3 twice. Okay, so let's just take my little army and head out. The halls here are really thin, so it'll make it really bad if I meet something like another troll. Like the one right up there, if you guys didn't get that. Luckily though, I think I can lure him into this fireball trap. There we go. Now I don't have to go in, and I can also make him get smoked by those fireballs. Hey, now I get lured. Okay, so I don't really know how many skeletons are in this map exactly, but if I remember right, there's not really enough to necessitate King Skeleton. So, he's dead. Anyways, there's not really enough to beat a King Skeleton. It's just kind of cool to have one. At least, you know, the audio is in sync with the video. That's a good thing. Okay, so another thin hall. I should really run by this so that I don't get caught with one skeleton. Because the best part about skeletons, I know that they're undead, so they take less damage and they have a high attack. But the best part is they're cheap, so they can swarm. And with their high attack, a swarm can pull down anything, really. Yeah, they're like Zerg, but better. And not made fun of by Google. There's some food in the corner, I better go pick up that, because this man is really scarce here, then it'd be nice to have some food. Just to save my mana on the cures. And I think, as if I remember from when I play, there's a place of power around here that's really easy to defend. It's like just huddled in the corner, so if I had zombies, it would be even easier to defend. But you know, I just hate zombies so much. They're just, yeah, the damage is like the worst. Okay, and Lucan should be around here too, in like a cage or something. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Lucan's in one of these cages. And if I blast the vision, he's in that one. And I can also see the little thing in the corner. There are skeletons and zombies. That's not good. But I think if I just hit the trigger keys on, then only his door will open. Or at least I hope, because that would be really bad if it didn't. Okay, anyway, so let's just, you know, kill this troll and take some place of power, because I need mana. And then I suppose I'll just set out. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing though. Am I freeing Lucan or finding the wizard and killing him first? Because I do remember Lucan doesn't do much. I mean, he's worse than Percival, because Percival at least does a lot of damage for a wizard. Lucan summons bats, I think, and uses Bloodlust. So, to be honest, that'll give him a really good attack force. Because bats in a swarm are horrible, but bats in a swarm with Bloodlust are lethal. But I think he also summons trolls if he has enough mana. But I don't think he'll get enough mana in this map, because there's no place for power at all, and I'm taking all the mana points I can find. Now, there's also something, the wizard here was really annoying, but I can't remember why. Oh, that's why. He friggin' shits out thunderstorms all the time. Luckily there's a lot of little overhangs I can hide in, so the thunderstorms won't be able to hit me, but they just shot my same kill. Okay, but yeah, thunderstorms can't really hit me if I'm under the overhang, and I do seem to be in a very bad position, so I better go hide. That's bad. Die, Basilisk, die! They, by the way, have the worst health per mana point spent, but they also have the highest attack per mana point. Okay, the red cap's dead, but the Basilisk is still kicking, so first let's have a steak, and then kill it. I never really got that part of video games where food equals health. Like, oh yeah, I just got stabbed in the face. I'll just eat 3 whole wheels of cheese in combat. Okay, now that is going to be even more annoying. That is a gooey blob. And the gooey blob is probably the most effective combat, like, spell in the game. Not because of the damage it deals, but because of the side effects it has. Like, the way the gooey blob works is you summon one, and that one spreads. It doesn't disappear when it spreads, but it sends up one on each of its 4 sides, and it keeps splitting like that until their lifespan just dies and they disappear, and then the area might be reused by another blob, or it might be the start of, say, the dissipation and they all die. Now, if you get caught in the blob, then you keep losing hit points because the blob apparently has a fondness of flesh. Like I read in the grimoires, it's an easy wrong shit. And you can't eat, which is the worst part. Because the whole eating his flesh for some reason doesn't hurt too much. But if you're stuck there, then, you know, it's really easy for, say, a thunderbolt. And, or, you know, a gigantic wave of magical spheres or fireballs. So, it should always be used. If you have it, it should be used, but it should be used wisely. Like, as you can see, this tight space, the blue blob spreads, fills up the space, and stays there because there's nowhere else for it to go. That can be used to block off a hull from the enemy because they can't block into it. And then it can be, like, lead them into a skeleton. In a big open space, it'll shoot out really quickly. and then die really quickly because it spread itself too thin. This can be used to say, I don't know, like, I can't really think of much use for it unless you just want to cover his whole army and then, say, use a meteor. That's actually probably a good tactic. Use it to trap his whole army and then use a really big area of effect that spell, like Apocalypse, Judgment maybe, Thunderstorm. You'll see Judgment, but not actually. So let's just activate this trigger so I can train him on the zombies. Hey, skeletons don't activate. Oh, I get it. He doesn't activate the trigger because he's too light. And I'm starting to lag actually, that guy's sending so many thunderbolts out, I'm lagging the video. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to kill him. Anyway, so yeah, the skeletons, as you can see, don't activate triggers because they're too light. Each monster in this game has a weight, and small monsters like brownies and redcaps are light. Insubstantial monsters like skeletons and wraiths are light, and flying monsters are light, like bats or phoenix. Heavy monsters are like unicorns and hellhounds and alligators, really big things, and or like really fat things, I guess. Like a troll is a very, very heavy monster. A unicorn is one of the heaviest, I think. It's got a max weight. This can affect multiple things, like it can affect if your monster can stand on a trigger. It can affect if your unit is affected by the levitate spell, or how affected is it. Because if it's heavy, it won't go very far, but if it's light, it'll fly for like an hour. And it'll also affect, say, there's a spell, Anchor, which, if a unit is flying, it will fall to the ground. It'll just fall to the ground. And if it's heavy, it'll get damage. If it's stone, it'll die. Because if you, say, used Gorgon Stick. Okay, so I found Lucan, and he's just telling me his story. Well, not really, he's explaining a bit. And apparently, he says it in a couple seconds actually, but I can't read it because the screen's really small now, so there we go. The Grail is going to get me killed, apparently. And he doesn't explain why either. But, you know, apparently I'm gonna die, like my life is in danger from it. So, yeah, I'd drop it in a second, actually. To be honest, I'd just be like, hey, Percival, you want it? Go. Run. Go. And more thunderstorms, so let's just keep my king skeleton safe. And here we go. Here's Bertolac, the guy I've been chasing the entire time. And, you know, he's apparently the Overlord's... They call him the Overlord, I'm not even sure what he looks like. He's the Overlord's right-hand man in this realm. So, he must be really bad, and those folks' towers seem very ominous. There's gotta be something there, but... Okay, there's a scroll there too. Scrolls always mean that there's either a trap or a really big reward coming, so... I have no idea why the scroll didn't activate. And sorry guys, I just paused there for a second. I'm a very big pause hugger, like I said before, so... Now. Maintenance note to Bertolac. Trap is a little rusty, only light units won't activate it. Well, that seems very useful. Okay, so now that I know my trap won't be activated by my skeletons, which makes me very, very happy that I took them, I have Public Place of Power. And I'm not sure if that trap activates on enemies or not, because if it does, then only his red castle basilisks can take them, which is unfortunately all he fucking summons. It's annoying as hell. Okay, but anyways, I seem to have caught him in a little corner between Lucan, Percival, and my skeletons. If only Percival wasn't a huge dumbass and walking away right now. Stay there, you idiot! Okay, but anyways, I seem to have trapped him now, with all my skeletons and stuff. And, you know, when you're surrounded by skeletons, you're gonna die. But he did summon the Hellhounds. Vorstarts, Dioxylus, Caligula, and Orthos, which I believe Vorstarts was the scientist who made that Inklob test. Dioxides, I think, was the second one. He was a Greek boxer who killed somebody. Caligula was a really bad Roman emperor, and Orthos was one of the 3 musketeers, so there's obviously no theme. And just that yell means he died. Unfortunately, the hounds are already here, so I might be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, so let's just pick up that thing, and who's this? Okay, I think I skipped over an entire conversation there, but I believe that was the Overlord. Yeah, I'm really sorry for the video. Movie Maker just fucked up for me, so here's hoping it does better next time. But yeah, and I really hope it does better next time because it's my year anniversary. Man, almost 365 days of this stuff. I really have no life. Okay, but unfortunately I don't see the teleporter yet. So maybe I need to go see the Overlord? Okay, that was a really bad sound. I'm pretty sure I know what that sound means. That sound means judgment. There we go. That little ring. Now, judgment is a really, really horrible spell. It essentially turns all your monsters into a pile of goo. I don't even know why it does that. It just does. Your monsters turn into goo. If you look it up in the book, it says maybe there's a magical resistance test or an alignment test. So maybe a law creature with a very high magical resistance has a better chance to survive. But I have no idea. It just kills everything for some reason. But I mean, it only works on your opponent's units, so it's a very good skill to have. I think you get it from silver in the end. So, like at the very, very end, and silver also gives teleport and apocalypse. So, judgment is actually really expensive for its abilities. Here we go. Here's the Overlord with his little yellow and blue and red mask. What the hell did I get yellow? Okay, sorry for the lag again. It's reminded me of Fire Emblem in the really early days where, you know, you'd hear a guy die and then 30 seconds later he'd die. But hey, there's only a couple minutes left, so I hope I can get out of here in those couple minutes. Obviously I do, and he just blew something up again. I don't even want to know what it was this time. So once again, really sorry for the lag. I have no idea what the hell is happening with this. But anyways, it's gonna be the end of all the really big hectic chase scenes and stuff. And then, onto Aegea. Aegea, however you pronounce it. It's good. If you couldn't tell by all these nice little Greek influences here. Like, the boxer and the Roman Emperor guy. And some monsters actually are very Greek oriented, like the satyrs. There are centaurs later on. I think the phoenix. No, the phoenix is Egyptian, I think. But anyways, as you can hear by that sound, I have just teleported out of here. And apparently the guy who's chasing me just wanted to get out of here too. Anyways, that's the end of the hectic action, so maybe the video will catch up. Hopefully it will. And you didn't see the experience, but I got experience for freeing Lucan, killing Bertolac, getting the Laurel, and talking to the Overlord. Okay, so I got Laurel, which you can probably hear by there. It gives me Excalibur, and Meteor, and Viney Growth. Excalibur gives me a sword, which just floats over my guys and helps them fight. Meteor summons meteors from the ground, which I'm going to take by putting in another neutral talisman. And Viney Growth just shoots up a giant wall of vines to protect me, which is useful. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the video's already over, sound-wise. Oh no, that's just me looking up judgment. So yeah, as you can see, very expensive, but also very effective, so trolls must be raped by that. Anyway, so I'm gonna head on over to Aegea. Once again, sorry that the video was so laggy, but it'll be better later on, I promise. That Gamer Mexican, signing out.